Joy to the world. That's what the Christmas carol says. Because joy is part of the essence of Christmas. It's part of the gift that Christmas is to the world and to each one of us, including you and I who are in the world. But I've had enough conversations with people and I've lived long enough to know that our experience of Christmas isn't always one of joy. Sometimes our grief, our family dynamics, our broken relationships, our loneliness, our poverty, our work pressures, all sorts of things get in the way of our joyous experience of Christmas. And in fact, I would say that the romantic picture of what Christmas is meant to be about only amplifies our disappointment and our lack of joy. So what's going on? Has God's gift of joy been broken? Is it in fact a flawed present? Or is there something else? Are we misunderstanding it? Are our expectations wrong? Well, to start off with, I reckon one of the things that's helpful is to work out the difference between joy, the joy that we're talking about, and happiness. And this is sort of maybe my definition, but also other people's as well. But sometimes I think happiness is like when we need water and we're walking along and we see a puddle. And of course, when we need water and we see a puddle of water, we are happy because it meets our needs in that moment. And our circumstances cause us to be happy. But the reality is that the puddle will dry up. And when we keep walking, we're still going to need water. And we are hoping that there'll be another puddle, another shower of rain to fill the puddle. But joy is like living near an always running stream. Joy is like having a well, a tap, and knowing that even when we feel thirsty, and we will, that water is available and always will be. Sometimes I think our challenge around Christmas is that our expectations are based upon the symptoms of the joy of Christmas and not the cause. The symptoms of the joy of Christmas are that we expect there to be positive family occasions, great moments when we all feel like celebrating and having a great time, that everything is wonderful and that we all hold hands and sing as we gather around and eat, and that that our gifts that we receive are the ones that we really wanted, that the gifts that we give are the ones that other people really wanted, that we have enough money in the bank account to be able to have all the special things that we want to have, that there's this warm glow that surrounds us all the time. But that's not really reality, is it? Not always, not for all of us. That's the symptoms of the joy of Christmas. The cause of the joy of Christmas is like the well that never runs dry. It's us knowing that God loves us so much that He made sure that our circumstances, our relationships, our feelings of how good we're going right now in ourselves, that our joy does not rely on us or our circumstances, but instead that our joy, our real joy, comes from knowing that we are right with our Creator, that deep down inside of us we may feel the hope, the peace, the joy and love of Christmas and of God's love for us, not within our circumstances or within ourselves or our relationships, but within the knowledge that we are fully known and fully loved by a God who loves us so much that he would come to us even as a baby to show us how much he loves us and to make our way one filled with joy and peace and hope and love. My prayer for you today is that this Christmas season will be filled with joy, deep joy.